Okay, welcome to White Tiger Kenpo Purple Belt. This is lesson number 2. We're going to go over circling elbows, locking arms, and the next 2 sections of short 2. So let's bow in and we'll get going. Okay, circling elbows. This is going to be a theme throughout this belt, this particular technique. So make sure you really understand it and know how to do it, because you're going to see it in almost like every other technique we do for a while. And this is for a bear hug from behind. Your arms are free. So as we do with any kind of a grab, we're going to step out and strike. In this case, where the name comes from is we're going to circle our elbows as we step out and strike, and double elbow strike to those biceps that are hanging on to us, and hopefully that'll back them up just enough to give us room to do the next part. And as I said in the last lesson, this belt's all about crescent steps. And here's another one. We're going to come into our left cat stance as we do our cup and soft, so right hand on top, right hand in chamber, left hand on top. And we're going to circle our left leg in and around and put it pretty much back where it was. And what we want to do is we want to buckle that knee so that the opponent goes back. This will cause him to really let go of those arms. His chest will open up, which will expose the targets that we're after. I see a lot of students doing this as a hard bow, like you're going to trip the guy over your leg. That's not how this is going to work. You're not going to get able to make it work that way. To make this technique work, you're going to have to buckle that leg, get them off balance, because as soon as someone's off balance, they want to brace themselves. It's a natural instinct. So as we do our circling elbows, we come into our cat, we come around, and we put our foot pretty much back into a horse stance, buckling that knee. Now as we do this, we're going to take our left elbow, come right up the center line, right in their blind spot, and we're going to do an upwards elbow strike, followed by a back knuckle to the head. That'll further bend them over, and then as they bend over, we're going to do a right hammer fist to the groin or solar plexus, depending on the size and position of your opponent. Okay, again, big circles, hands on top, buckle that knee, elbow, back fist, hammer fist. You end up in a hard bow, okay? So we don't want this to be the hard bow, okay? We want this final motion should be the only hard bow that you see. Okay, again, big circles, come in and around and buckle that knee. So this foot should almost be slightly past your other foot, depending on where they're at, so that you get that knee to buckle. Then from here, elbow coming straight up. Don't bring this in high, because their hands could block it. Bring it straight up. Okay? So as you're coming in, you're going to come in straight up, back knuckle, big wide, hammer fist to the groin. Okay? Again, circling elbows. This is where the name comes from. You're going to see this a lot in this belt. Circle in and around. This sets your hands up for the strikes. Elbow, back fist, hammer fist. And that is circling elbows, your second technique of purple belt. Your third technique is locking arms. Locking arms is in a kata. It's in your short 3 kata. A and B, there's an A and a B variation, and A and B pretty much look identical, except there's only one minor emphasis in one part of the technique. Otherwise, they're the exact same thing. So I'm going to do this sideways so you can see this a little better than from me from the front. This is for a hammer lock from behind, just like passing the horizon is. As anything, we're going to, as soon as they grab us, we're going to counter grab and step back and elbow their face. So this starts off just like passing the horizon, elbow. But this time, this elbow is going to continue to wrap on and around and catch that arm. And then what we're going to do is use our bicep and our back as a brace, and we're just going to pivot to hard bow to break that arm. Okay, boom. And then we come out, knee, hammer fist. Okay, so what's that going to do? As that guy comes around, as you break that arm, that's going to pull him forward, which is actually help us in the knee and the hammer fist strike. So again, elbow. Continue that motion, break. I'm sorry, I did this wrong. Pivot, then elbow, hammer fist. Let me do locking arm again for you. Sorry, I screwed that last move up. So let's try this one more time here. So hammer, elbow, lock the arm up, hard bow. Second hard bow, punch the ground, then I'll bring them around, hammer fist to the knee, hammer fist to the back, knee to the body. Okay, again, counter grab, elbow, lock that arm up into hard bow. Now this should be a really good breaking action, just like you're doing a forearm strike. Then from here you reverse your hard bow stance, swing him all the way around, so that as he comes around, he'll come right into your knee. As he doubles over, we're going to hit him in the back with the hammer fist. Okay, again, elbow, wrap, break that arm into a good solid hard bow. That should be a nice pop right there. And then come around, pretty much punch straight up the ground. If you pull them around, that's why I have students punch the ground, because that'll really give that umph to get them in and around the corner there. Immediately pop out, knee, hammer fist. Now, as I break this down for you, this should be a lot faster paced than what I'm giving you. Okay, this should be 1, 2. Okay, and then as soon as you hit out, this is what we call, we've told you before, a hot plate method. In other words, as soon as you hit it, you bounce right back out and do the knee hammer fist. Now, the B version to this is identical to A. The only difference is in B is they have 2 hands on you rather than 1. So when you go to back elbow and you go to break, you're not going to be able to break because both arms are there. So it's going to be more of a pin action rather than a breaking action. So it's just a difference, like I said, a very subtle difference in the way your hips move. Instead of pushing forward, you're going to kind of push up more to pin those arms, spin them around, and do the exact same thing with A. Now, the reason they teach this to you is to show you it doesn't matter. 1 hand or 2, the technique is the same. It's just the only difference is between a break and no break. So again, B. Elbow. You have 2 hands now as you instead of 1, but you're going to continue the motion because you can't really stop what you're doing. And then you just come around, whip them around, knee, hammer fist. So you have circling elbows, which is for a bear hug. Arms are free. Drive the elbows into their arms. Bring your foot in and around. Buckle their knee. Elbow, back fist, hammer fist as you go into hard bow. Then you have locking arm A. For a hammer lock from behind, you do an elbow, break, pull them around, knee, hammer fist. And then on the B version, it's identical to A, except you're going to have more of a pin action or locking action than a breaking action. Pivot them around, knee, hammer fist. Okay? Now, those are your first 2 self-defense techniques. Now let's talk about short 2. So in short 2, we've done Chinese sword. We're going to skip the salutation. I hope you already know how to do that part by now. So you've done your salutation. You do Chinese sword, power side, Chinese sword, weak side. Come in, you do stop hit. Then you do stop hit. So you should be really good at this point with those moves. Okay, it should be nice and smooth. You shouldn't have too much trouble. If you do, continue practicing them and then come back and learn this part of the lesson. So from here, then from there we're going to draw to a right cat, step to 6, brush block, heel palm, elbow. Then we're going to step to left, brush block, heel palm, nose, heel palm to the groin. Okay, so let's do that again. So from here, we've just done stop hit. We're going to draw to a cat, right cat, step out to 6, brush block, right heel palm to the nose, right heel palm to the groin. Draw to a left cat stance, step out, brush block, heel palm, groin. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I was going to do sections 3 and 4, but I'm just going to do section 3 today. I want to give you some time to really get that section down because it's a little, students have a little stutter step with doing that. It kind of causes a little bit of a problem trying to get that fluidity down. So I want you to practice just those 3 sections, and then next week or your next lesson we'll finish you off on the entire kata because it'll be fairly basic from there. So let's go through this again. We'll start with our salutation. You do Chinese sword. Okay, land stays there. You do Chinese sword. You draw to a cat stance. stop hit, draw to a cat stance, stop hit. We're going to draw to a cat stance, brush block, heel palm to the groin. Draw to a cat stance, then we're going to step back out, heel palm, draw, stop right there, okay? And that's where you'll end section 3. So you got 12 and 6. So let's go through it one more time. Salutation, Chinese sword, even the hand in place, stop hit, stop hit, then we draw to cat, brush block, heel palm, draw to a left cat, brush block, heel palm, okay? And that sets you up for your next section. So we've learned circling elbows, which is for a bear hug, double elbow strike, come in and around, buckling that knee. That's the important one about this. Elbow, back fist, hammer fist. Then you got locking arm A, hammer lock from behind, elbow, break the arm, pin it, pull them around, knee, hammer fist. Then you got the B version. Now they have two hands on you. You still elbow, you lock the arms up and pin them, still sweep them around, knee, hammer fist to the back. And then you have short 2 up to section 3. And then from there, you do your salutation. Chinese sword. Hand stays stationary. We're not going to follow through. That immediately turns into our check hand. Stop hit. Stop hit. Draw to a right cat. Step to 6. Inside brush block. Heel palm to the nose. Heel palm to the groin. Left cat stance. Brush block inside. Heel palm with the left. Heel palm to the groin with the left. And that's where we're going to stop. I want you to work on those 3 sections. Make sure they're nice and smooth and you understand them. And then we'll continue on with your last part of your kata in your next lesson. So practice all that. You got quite a bit to work on now. And don't forget to keep reviewing yellow and orange belt. In actual private lessons, I do pop quizzes. So we'll go back and review them. And you never know. I might do it on one of these lessons just to keep you guys up on your toes. So until your next lesson, when you'll learn your next 2 techniques, the rest of short 2. Until then, keep moving forward. You guys are doing great.